morning, everyone. Tori here from Lifelong Merchant Services. Happy Monday. So, today we are going to get straight into it, and this is going to be more of a refresher course. I've noticed we've had a lot of phone calls coming in lately regarding adding a new employee and asking what native backend permissions mean. So, we are going to get straight into it. We're going to add a new employee. Let's say we're going to add Carly as a new employee today. And as I'm sure you all know, you can add the email address. You don't have to, but you can. You do have to add a 4-digit PIN. You can add their phone number and address. Again, you don't have to, but you can. It might make it a little easier to keep track of everyone. So POS permissions, everyone, knows what that means typically, right? Do we want them to have access to tip reports at the end of the day? Do we want them to have access to discounts, right? Are they a new associate? Maybe we need a 90-day trial run before we give them any permissions to discounts, right? Most people already know how to do that. A lot of the questions I've been getting are on the native backend permissions. What that is when you go onto the POS unit, which we'll go on to in a moment, that shield icon that you see to the bottom right-hand side, those are where your native backend permissions exist. A lot of people get confused when they see backend and think this means permissions for the employee on the backend itself. Now, if you actually need them to have permissions for the backend dashboard itself, that's where you would create a user on top of creating the employee. But in this instance, this is just for that shield on the point of sale system itself. And in every training, I always tell people that native backend on the point of sale system is a very, very simplified version of the backend dashboard itself online. Okay. So things like the catalog, full access, to have that turned on, that could be giving your employee access to edit items, add items, possibly print items from the label printer if it's connected to your point of sale system. It gives them a lot more ability to do things on the POS itself, right? And other things like reports. You may have a manager that you need them to print out reports for you daily with your, end of day and all of that stuff. Other things like employees. Again, if you have a manager that's keeping track of all employees, you may want to give them access to that on the point of sale so you don't have to make them a user on the back end online, okay? A lot of things that I typically say to not give access to is things like general settings, tax rates, locations, things like that, right? Like we don't want to change stuff like that constantly. So those are the things I typically tell people not to give access to. That's more of an owner's thing that they deal with, online on the back end dashboard. So let's just say that I gave Carly access to the catalog, full catalog access, meaning she can change anything and edit inventory, reports, and employees. So I'm going to save my changes here. I'm going to go over to my POS system, which I'm already in. All right, I'm going to type in the password. And now I'm logged in as Carly. And as you can see on the bottom right-hand side, you're going to see that back-end shield. So as you can see, I've given her access to the catalog, employees, and reports. So if we needed to edit an item, we could come into products, hit the edit pencil back here, edit whatever we need to, whether that's scanning in a barcode, whether that is, changing the quantity of something, which would be right here. Anything like that, right? Do we need to change the category? All of that good stuff. Categories, same thing. You could have them add new categories on the POS unit or edit them as need be. Employees, if you give them permission to that, they're able to come back here and edit employees as well if need be. And things like reports. If you want them to be able to print out a daily report for you, whether that's, midday, end of day, anything like that, they would have access to pull that report and print it for you. So that is what the native backend permission means when you are coming back here and adding an employee in. If you guys have any questions about that, please feel free to call us and ask. We also have a how to add employees and users cheat sheet that we can send you as well. So if y'all have any questions about that, please feel free to ask. Next week, we're going to start working on price rules and discounts with the holidays coming up so that we can all perfect that before Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all of that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment below if you have any questions, and I hope you all have a great day.